Hello everybody. So for today's class we are going to discuss about the Kirchhoff's second law, that is the Kirchhoff's voltage law or KVL, or sometimes we can call it as a loop law. So what is that law exactly is? So just give you a heading. Kirchhoff's voltage law, or in short it is said as KVL. Okay, this is very much important for your entire DC network theorem. Okay, in the maximum cases you have to apply this KVL into a complicated circuit to determine the current or voltage across a branch or across a loop. Okay, so what is the statement for the KVL? So if you consider the statement, I just writing down, this is very small statement, that is the algebraic sum of all the voltages, the algebraic sum of all the voltages in any closed circuit or loop is 0. It's a very easy statement. So if we consider, so what does it means? So to know it, we have to consider first a small circuit, then after doing some numerical, solving some numerical, you can get a elaborate idea about the KVL. So if a circuit consists of some resistances and also a battery, that is a voltage source, and the circuit is closed path, then to determine the current across any resistor or the total voltage across the loop, we can apply the KVL. Okay, you can consider this resistance as R1, this is as R2, and this is as R3, and this voltage should be V. Okay, so this is a closed path. You know that it is A, B, C, D. What is the name of the closed path? The name of the closed path is A, B, C, D, A. Okay, is the closed path. So to apply this KVL, you should keep some point in your mind, that one is, first of all, there should be a closed path, first and foremost thing. Second is, to solve KVL, you should give a path across the closed loop. Okay, the path which you chosen, that may be a clockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay, that is depend upon you, and depending upon the path which you chosen, that is for that you can consider the positive or negative of the potential drops. Okay, so there are another thing you have to know, that there are two types of potential drops, two types of potential. One is potential drop, another is potential gain. Okay, what does that gain and drop means? That is, if a potential drop occurs, then the del V is equal to minus I into R, and if potential gain occurs, then the del V becomes plus I into R. Okay, what is the del V? All these things. Okay, so here if you consider this circuit, in which component you get the potentials, that in V it is as it is a voltage source, then there should be some potential across this voltage. If you connect one voltage source, means voltmeter, then you get some voltage. That is the magnitude of the voltage source, and the reading of the voltmeter should be same. This is one element, this is the cell. Now another elements where you can get some voltage drop are nothing but the resistances. In your syllabus, resistance is enough for you. Okay, you consider resistance. So for that V, if I current is flowing through it, then the potential, that from Ohm's law we can know that V is equal to I into R. So if I current is flow through this R1, so if you connect one voltmeter over here, then you can get I R1 is the voltage drop across it. According to that, if you connect one voltmeter over here, then you can get I into R2 as a potential drop across this R2, and if we connect another voltmeter over here, that is V3 voltmeter, then you will get I into R3 of it. Okay, now which one is the in potential drop condition and which one is the potential gain condition, that is depend upon the path which you choose. Okay, so you get one potential drop or gain across the battery, obviously depending upon the path which you choose, and for battery it is very easy to choose. So I will give you the explanation how you consider that it is either it may be potential drop or it may be potential gain. And another component is nothing but the resistor, where you can find in which you can find some potential drop or gain, and that is also depending upon the path. Okay, and also the current direction. So now for battery, if you consider a battery, in which condition the battery can be considered as in potential drop condition, or in which condition a battery can be a resistance can be considered a potential drop or gain condition. This is resistance, that is the nothing but the passive element. Okay, so battery is the active element. So if you consider it as a battery whose EMF is E, then obviously you know that this is a positive plate and this is a negative plate. Now what is the role of the path? Now the path may be chosen like this, or the path may be chosen like this. Okay, in which condition you can consider it as a potential drop, and which condition you can consider it as a potential gain, that will be discussed now, and it is very easy to find it. Okay, now this is a path. So considering the path, the direction of the path is from higher, that is the positive, to the negative, that is the from positive to negative. It means that higher potential, so positive plate you consider as a higher potential and the negative plate is considered as a lower potential. So here if blue color path is chosen, then you can say that this is nothing but a clockwise and this is nothing but anti-clockwise. So if clockwise direction is chosen over here, then you can say that the path is from higher potential to lower potential. It means that there is some potential drop across it. So del V is nothing but the minus of E, as it is a drop is there, that's why we can consider minus. Now if we consider that the path is along the yellow color, if this is a path, then for that you see that the direction of the path is from negative to positive, that is the from negative to the positive. So you can say that del V is equal to plus of E. E is nothing but the EMF of the cell. This is very easy to consider. Now the main thing, which you have to consider, that keep it on your mind, that how to solve a numerical if there are some resistances, and what will be the polarity of the potential drop of polarity of the voltage drop or gain across the resistances. That is, the for gain it is positive and for drop it is negative. That should be calculated using this trick. If the I current is flowing through it and it is a resistance R, then you can consider a path is like this direction and a path may be like this direction. Now, in which condition you can consider a potential drop across the R or potential gain across the R. Here the direction of I and if you consider this path, the direction of I and the direction of path are in the same direction. If direction of path and I are same, then del V is equal to minus I into R. It means it is a potential drop, as there is some negative sign before that IR. Okay, so if the direction of the current and the direction of the path are in the same direction, then you can consider it is a potential drop. And like this, if the direction of this, if this is a path, and that if the direction of the path and I are opposite, then you can write del V is equal to plus of I into R. It means the potential gain across the resistance. This is a very important concept for solving the numerical. Now you can consider a small numerical, a very a simple numerical, from where you can find that how we apply the KVL according to the path which you chosen. Now consider one numerical. I am writing the numerical now. Here we can consider a resistance. Here should be another resistance along with the voltage source. I will give the magnitude of the resistance as voltages after completion of the circuit. Here another resistances are there. Here you can consider one resistance again, then one resistance over here along with a battery where is the voltage source. So this is the circuit. Now if this is 10 ohm, this is 20 ohm, this is 5 ohm, and this is 0.2 ohm, this is 4 volt, this is 2 volt, and this is 0.1 ohm, then you have to find, the question is find the current in the various branches. Find the current in various branches. Here another very important thing is that if I current is coming out from this battery, then after completion of the rotation, that same amount of current will be entering to the battery. And again, if I2 current is flowing through the battery, then the I2 current should be entering into that battery after completion of the total circuit or network. Okay, it means that the current which is coming out from the battery, that amount of current should be going to the battery at last of the circuit. Okay, now here if you write it as A, B, C, D, E and F, then how many closed loops are there? There are 3 closed loops. One is A, B, C, D, A, and there is C, D, E, F, C, and this A, B, F, E, A. Okay, there is the outermost path. Okay, now you have to find the current in the various branches. So here AB is a branch, BC is a branch, CD is a branch, CF is a branch, and FE is a branch where you get some electrical components, that are passive and active components. Okay, the passive components are the resistors and the active components are the sources, that is the battery. Now here if you consider that I1 current is flowing through it, that same amount of current, I can change the color. If I1 current is flowing through this, then same I1 current is also flowing through it. And for this battery, we are not taking the currents from all the battery, we are considering one battery is the supply. Then if in CF branch, if I2 current is flow through it, that same current I2 is flowing through EF also. So in this CD branch, the current flowing is I1 minus I2. So I1 is coming in this junction, then I2 is coming, I1 is coming into the junction, I2 is coming out from the junction. For here the amount of current which is flowing through this junction, this branch, is I1 minus I2. Then how would you apply the KVL? That is depend upon how you choose the path. So now if you considering, so we can consider applying KVL to A, B, C, D, A loop, that is a closed loop. We can easily apply the KVL. So for that you should consider a path like this. So here you see that the path is nothing but in the direction of the clock direction. Okay. Now for this voltage, it is very much easy to determine. You see that the direction of the path is from negative to positive, so you can say it is a 2 volt 2V. Now it is a 2V. Now what is about the resistances? You see that the I1 and this path are in the same direction. If direction of the path and the direction of the current are in same direction, then it should be fall in potential, that is the minus fall in potential 0.1 into I1 is the potential drop across this. According that, in the BC branch you see that the direction of the path and the direction of the current are in same direction, so there is also a potential drop across that BC, that is the 10 into I1. The I1 current is flowing through this 10. Now if you consider CD, that the direction of the current and the path are in same direction, so you can consider minus 5 into I1 minus I2 is the potential drop across it, and the summation, algebraic sum of the all potential are nothing but the 0, then we can write it as 0. So here you can see that after calculating, we can see that 15.1, that is 10 into 5, that there is a 10 minus 10 minus 5 and minus 0.1, that is 15.1 I1. So if we take, and there is the minus plus 5 I2, if you can write it minus 5 I2. Why minus? Because if 2 volt is going, if shift this 2 volt from this left hand to right hand, then it becomes minus 2 volt. As the all the signs are changes, so it becomes 2 volt intact. Okay, this is, you can consider it is a equation 1. Now what is about the second loop, that is the applying KVL to C, D, E, F, C loop. It is another closed loop. Again you can consider a path like this. Here it is a clockwise path. So again from here, if you start from CD, then the direction of the current and the direction of the path are in opposite side, and if the direction of the current and the direction of the path are in opposite side, then you can consider the potential gain. So it becomes 5 into I1 minus I2. Potential gain means there is positive. Again, from if you consider this 20 ohm, then the direction of the path and the direction of the current are in same direction, so it is minus 20 into I2. Again, this I2 and the path are in same direction for this point 0.2, so it becomes minus 0.2 into I2. And if you consider this path and the voltage, then the path is from positive to negative, so it becomes minus 4 is equal to 0. Is it? I think you should know everything about it. So if it becomes 5 by 1, after calculating, you can get minus 25.2 I2 is equal to 4. So this is the equation number 2. Now solving equation 1 and 2. So here if you solve these two equations, then it is easy to solve. That is the x and y. There is the only the two variables are there, x and y, I1 and I2, like this. Okay, so it becomes I2. So after solving it, you can get I1 is equal to 0.086 ampere and I2 become minus 0.142 ampere. Okay, these are the currents. So for SB branch, the current is I1, for AB it is I1, for BC it is also I1. Okay, for CF it is I2, CF I2. For EF it is also, for EF it is also I2, and for CD it becomes I1 minus I2, that is 0.086 minus of minus 0.142. whatever the current is, that is the final answer. That is the 6, it becomes plus, so 6 plus 2 8, 8 plus 4 12, 2 1 in hand 2. Okay, 0.228 ampere is the current across the CD. This is your final answer. Okay, I hope you understand this problem. Now considering the second one. Okay, question 2. This is the last question for today's class. I will give some numerical only in the video because there is some shortage of time. We have to complete the syllabus. That's why if you want to complete the syllabus, then it will be difficult to solve the more maths in the class. So I will give that numericals which I want to discuss with you, that should be given in the YouTube channel. Okay, just keep watch, and who yet not subscribe the channel can subscribe. Okay, and if possible share. So this is a B C. It is a delta connected circuit like this, and inside the delta there is a star. If it is a 1 ohm, if it is a 1.5 ohm, and if it is a 10 volt and 2 ohm, it becomes 4 ohm. This becomes is O, and this become 480 ohm, 480 ohm, and it is R. Find the value. Question is find the value of R and current flowing through it. Now we can consider, we can read out this circuit. Okay, so we can read out this circuit. For that, we should make the circuit much bigger, because we should So apply some path over the circuit. So this is the format of the circuit. If you consider here some resistances are there, here some resistances are there, here some resistances are there. So if you draw this circuit, here you can connect one resistor, another resistance, resistor, resistor, the polarity of the battery is like this. So this is A, this is B, this is C. What should we do? So this is 1, this is 480, this is 1.5, this is R, you should find this value, this is 4, this is 10 volt, and this is 2 ohm. Okay, so what should we do? We should first give the name of we should supply the currents in each and every branch, or we can say that you have to distribute some current into the branches. So here AB is, if it is O, OB, OC, AC, BC, all are the branches. So if you consider that I1 is flowing through it and I2 is flowing through it, it means that from 10 volt I1 and I2 current can be supplied, and one going to the AB branch and another go to the OB branch. So that net current supplied by this 10 volt battery is I1 plus I2. It means after supplying the current in each and every branch, for in this branch you should give that I1 plus I2 much of current, as I1 plus I2 much of I2 current is coming out from the battery. So I1 plus I2 amount of current will have to supply to the battery. Now in this branch here, if I3 is flowing, then for this here I1 minus I3 is flowing through it, and if I2 is coming from here, or I3 is coming from here, then here it is I2 plus I3 which is coming from here. So you can say that I2 plus I3 is coming out here, and I1 minus I3 is coming from this AC. So the net current is flowing through BC is I2 plus I3 plus I1 minus I3. You can say that I3 cancel out, so I1 plus I2 is the net current. It means that we can successfully distribute the current in entire circuit. Now the role we have to apply the KVL. For that we should choose a path. If the path is in the clockwise direction, then what is the for first for AOBA loop, what is the expression for the current, for the potentials? That is, here the direction of the current and the direction of the path are same, so it is minus I1. Okay, then then another thing is given to the question that I am forget to write, that is the when the current through AO is 0, it means I3 is 0. Okay, so you cannot consider that thing also. For that you can also calculate the I1, I2 and I3, all these things. Okay, that is not a big issue. So as it is, so AOBA, if you consider this, then we can write that is the direction of the path and then the direction of the current and the same. So minus I1, here also minus 480 into I3, and here the direction of the path and the current are in opposite, so here you can get some potential gain. It is 4 into I2, okay, is equal to 0. This is the equation 1. So for that you can apply I3 as 0, so it becomes 0. So this is 4I2 minus I1 is equal to 0. Okay, so I1 is equal to 4I2. This is one expression, you can take it as 1. Okay, then choose this for a O C a loop. What is the expression for it? So again you consider a clockwise direction like this. Okay, so you can say that from AO, so it becomes so for AO the direction of the path and the direction of the current is in opposite. I3 is flowing from A to O and the path is chosen from O to A. So 480 into I3 is the potential drop across this I3, as there is a potential gain. Then the direction of the current and the, it is not as, okay, this is 480. So direction of the current and the direction of the path are in same. So for, if you consider AC, that this is the direction of the current and this is the path, so it becomes minus 1.5 into I1 minus I3. Then this is R, so the direction of the current and the path, here is the path and here is the current, so it is becomes plus R into I2 plus I3 is equal to 0. Okay, so as this becomes 0, this becomes 0 and this becomes 0, so it is minus 1.5 I1 plus RI2 is equal to 0. So RI2, so you can say, take it as equation number 2. Okay, now what is the equation 3? So for O B C O, this path, again consider another clockwise current. This is the clockwise current. Okay, so here I2 and these are, so for BOB, I2 and the path are in same direction, so it is, there is the minus 4 I2. Again this OC, for OC the direction of the current and the direction of the path and direction of the current same, so R minus, there is a potential drop, R into I2 plus I3. Here the direction of the current and direction of the path are in same, minus 2 into I1 plus I2. Okay, minus 2 into I1 plus I2, and here plus 10, as the path is from negative to positive, so there is a potential gain is equal to 0. So here this becomes 0. So the expression for this is minus 4i2 plus minus ri2 minus 2i1 minus 2i2 plus 10 is equal to 0. Okay, so if i3 is 0, then 2i2 and 4i2 minus 6i2, so the equation is become so taking that i2 is common, so i2, if you take i2 common, so minus 4i2 and minus 2i2, there is 6 minus 6i2 and minus 4 minus ri2, so i2 is taken common, then it becomes minus if you take you can consider that i1 first, so minus 2i1 minus, then taking i2 common, so 6 minus 6 plus r is equal to minus 10. So you can write from here that 2i1 minus 6 plus r into i2, it becomes positive, positive is equal to 10. Okay, all are, so you can change the sign. So this you can consider as a equation 3. Okay, so here i1 is equal to 4i2, so we can apply the i1 in terms of i2. So one equation has become so if you put i1 as 4i2, then the equation 2 becomes so minus 1.5 minus, so you can take it as positive, okay, minus 1.5, i1 becomes 4i2, so it becomes 4, that is 1.5 into 4 is equal to minus 6 i2, that is this is i1 becomes 4i2, so minus 1.5 into 4 is equal to minus 6, and i1 becomes i2 minus 6i2 plus 6 plus ri2 is equal to 0, and it becomes, if it i1 is i2 4i2, so it becomes 2 into 4i2 plus 6 plus r into i2 is equal to 10. So 8i2 plus 6i2 plus ri2 is equal to 10. Here you can say that 14i2 plus ri2 is equal to 10. Okay, this is equation 4 and this is equation 5. Okay, so solving the equation 4 and 5, we can find there is a shortage of place, so solving 4 and 5, we get i2 is equal to 0.5 ampere. So i2 is equal to 0.5 ampere, and if we put i2 from any of this equation, that 6 into 0.5 is equal to 3. Okay, and this is, so if you put this over here, so minus 6 into 0.5 plus R into 0.5 is equal to 0. So it becomes, so R by 2 is equal to 3. Okay, so R becomes 6 ohm. So R becomes 6 ohm. I think you got my point. So there is some, there are three equations. One is this, second is this, and another is this. So you can solve this by your own method. So I2 becomes 0.5 ampere and R becomes R becomes 6 ohm. So current in the OC is nothing but the I2 plus I3. Okay, so at OC, net current is equal to I2 plus I3, and I3 becomes 0, so it becomes 0.5 plus 0, that is the 0.5 ampere. So this is the answer. The value of the resistance is 6 ohm, and the current flowing through the arc, that is the 6 ohm resistor, is the 0.5 ampere. So hope you understand. In the next video I will discuss or 2 or 3 another numericals, and these things, this concept you can apply or you can treat it as a mesh analysis. So in the next video I will solve some numerical from the mesh analysis, and in the next video we can solve some numericals from the KCL, that is the, you can consider or you can tell it as, or you can take it as the nodal analysis. Okay, so KCL is the nodal and KVL is the mesh analysis, and these two are the most important part of that is the heart of this chapter. Okay, so today's class is up to this. See you in the next class. Keep studying.